Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am Zach, your host, here on the YoBro Nation YouTube channel, and this is Retro Rewind, episode number 10. And today we're where I'm at here. There I am. And today we're talking about the Survivor Series. It's the month of Thanksgiving. It's November. Halloween is old news. Now we're going to talk about classic Survivor Series. This one particular was actually voted by each and every one of you. So, thank you all for the Facebook votes. Thank you guys for the Twitter votes. Very much appreciated. I need a drink. So, happy belated Halloween to anyone who missed it. But, yeah, we're talking classic Survivor Series. In fact, this month I'm going to have not one, but two retro rewinds this month. So, the first one we're going to get to, this one, like I said, this was a voted in one, and the other one I picked myself. So, the one I'll be doing later in the month is the 1987 Survivor Series, the original Survivor Series. I'll be doing that later in the month, but for now, Survivor Series 1994. It's actually a peculiar choice, actually. I mean, you had Survivor Series 99, Living Dangerously 1995, or World War III of 1997, so I'll be honest, I was a little shocked that this one was the one that was picked. I was actually maybe thinking Survivor Series or World War III. So, but that's fine. So yeah, here we are, Survivor Series 1994. This was the last one to take place on Thanksgiving Eve, or the day of Thanksgiving. This one actually took place on Thanksgiving Eve, November 23rd, 1994, from the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas, with a packed house of 10,000 in attendance. So yeah, this was a fun one, actually. Like, I know the World Wrestling Federation, the WWE as it's known now, I know it was really cheesy in that time, the whole new generation thing. Hogan was still kind of freshly gone. Luger was no longer the guy they were trying to push. Brett was definitely their guy, but so it seemed like it was maybe a bit of an awkward period. They were still in the process of trying to build main eventers, to the point where they were using Bob Backlund to main event pay-per-views. But you still had your Undertakers and your Yokozunas. It was an odd time in the Federation from what I could tell. But you get this funny opening package with all the different captains for each of the teams, giving these rah-rah speeches to their teammates. The Jerry the King Lawler talking to his King's Court. And he just looks at, get that camera out of here. Like, oh, okay. But Vince McMahon and Gorilla Monsoon were on commentary, and I can't actually remember the last time he was on commentary, but that was a pleasant surprise. There was definitely plenty of the cowboy puns in this. Like in the opening match, Gorilla Monsoon saying it's going to be a shootout. Like, oh, come on, man. Oh, they're making this too easy. So we actually kick off with that first match, which is a Survivor Series elimination match featuring the team of Shawn Michaels, the captain, Diesel, his tag team partner. They were the current WWF tag team champions. Owen Hart, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Jeff Jarrett taking on the team of captain and intercontinental champion Razor Ramon, the British Bulldog, the 1-2-3 Kid, and the Head Shrinkers Fatu and Sione, also known as the Barbarian in WCW. And they were accompanied by Afa and Sika. Afa and Captain Lou Albano. I was like, whoa, Captain Lou was there? Whoa. Welcome to the Time Warp. The 1-2-3 Kid and Jim the Anvil Neidhart started the match. The 1-2-3 Kid was definitely fast, but Neidhart used his power to kind of ground him. Jarrett then works over the 1-2-3 Kid. Kid makes a tag to Sione. He's kind of hard to take down, but as he's running at Jarrett kicks him out of the corner. Does a top rope clothesline. You get a stare down between Owen and the Bulldog. The crowd, they really pop big for this. Great action, though. Owen gets pummeled in the corner by Razor's team. You get a beautiful-looking sunset flip by the Bulldog, but he only gets a 2. Bulldog double clotheslines both Neidhart and Owen. A standing suplex on Neidhart for a 2 count. Fatu comes in, hits a beautiful power slam on Jarrett. Razor comes in. You get a meeting of the minds in the corner with HBK, him and Jarrett. Jarrett's kind of frustrated, so he's kind of pep talking him. You got a lot of that in this match with Shawn Michaels just kind of in the corner, just talking a lot. He didn't really get in the ring a whole bunch during this. Razor, though, sends Jarrett over the top rope, then hits Shawn and Diesel, and Shawn has to, again, calm Diesel down. Fall-away slam onto Jarrett, then a fall-away slam on the 1-2-3 Kid onto Jarrett to take him down. 2 count for the Kid. Jarrett wears down the 1-2-3 Kid. Shawn Michaels assists in pulling him during a abdominal stretch, but 1-2-3 Kid does reverse it, but then gets tossed out of the ring with a hip toss by Jarrett. Spin kick by 1-2-3 Kid once he's back in the ring. Owen and Fatu, they go at it. Fatu is in control. A blind tag by Diesel. Here's where the match is pretty much starting to come to an end. Diesel gets in the ring. Jackknife powerbomb to Fatu. He's eliminated. He's the first off of the board. The 1-2-3 Kid, though, tries to fight Diesel, but Diesel just picks him up and just slams him. It looks sad. Jackknife powerbomb. 1-2-3 Kid is eliminated. See, you guys caught that? That pun? Yeah? No? Okay. So, Sione, though, he gets in the ring, and he actually puts up a fight against Diesel, but ultimately Sione's eliminated after a jackknife. 1, 2, 3. And it's literally like this. It's only a few moves, and Diesel's just whooping him. Finally, the Bulldog gets in the ring. He takes it to Diesel, but he gets a big boot right out of the ring. Shawn Michaels with some words of encouragement to Diesel. Meanwhile, on the outside of the ring, the British Bulldog's being attacked by Jarrett, and then Owen Hart. They beat him up. Bulldog ends up being counted out. So Bulldog is eliminated. Where was I? It is now 5-on-1. Razor Ramon gets in there, immediately gets a schoolboy on Diesel, almost with the 3 count. Bulldog ends up... a Bulldog... I can't read my own notes. A Bulldog off of the middle rope by Razor Ramon to Diesel for a 2 count. You get a reversal into a clothesline on Razor after that. Shawn Michaels isn't calling for a jackknife. I need to be a little more descriptive in my notes. I do. Razor, though, he keeps fighting. They're beating him up, but he's fighting. He gets dropped on the top turnbuckle with the snake eyes. Jeez Louise. Razor then, he starts fighting everyone in the corner, just punching and kicking him, but he gets knocked back down. Razor then counters Diesel, tosses him into the corner, goes for his own Razor's Edge, but he gets back body dropped by Diesel. Big boot by Diesel. Jackknife by Diesel. Shawn Michaels then tags himself in, and then tells Diesel to come back into the ring and hold Razor up so he can give him some sweet shin music. He goes for the super kick, but Razor ducks and ends up hitting Diesel. Diesel goes ballistic at this point because this was the 3rd time on television that this had happened. So Diesel starts chasing him. The whole team's following them down the aisle, trying to calm him down. Diesel's just knocking him out left and right, getting through him. He chases Shawn to the back. While all this, it's a whole bunch of confusion. Owen screaming, "We're going to lose the match." And next thing you know, all 5 members were counted out at the same time, allowing Razor Ramon to win the match. What? Razor defies the odds and is the sole survivor for his team. Okay. That was a crazy match. But it was a enjoyable match. It was entertaining. Watching Diesel, this was right before Diesel turned face and won the title a few days after this at a Madison Square Garden show. And it was crazy, man. It was crazy. But it was a good match, entertaining. After the match, Todd Pettengill tries to interview Shawn Michaels. Shawn's trying to go to his car. He's got his bags. Calls Diesel ungrateful. Says he's done with tag team wrestling. Calls him a zero. Throws the title down, and he leaves. Says if he wants a ride, he can start stick it to the curb. Okay, so Shawn Michaels, this is the start of the breakup with them. Cool. Survivor Series elimination match. The Royal Family. This match. Jerry the King Lawler, Cheesy, Sneezy, and Sleazy. Oh my god. Versus Clowns Are Us, Doink, Dink, Bink, and Wink. No way. Oh, well, this was a comedy match. I don't even know where to begin. This was a comedy match for most of it, and as stupid as this was, I legitimately found myself just laughing hysterically at points. Like, even the crowd, man, was like laughing. It was hilarious. I know, I'm adjusting myself, but even the crowd was laughing. It was just too funny. Lawler gets on the microphone. Oh, first off, the rules for this one is Lawler and Doink can only fight each other. They can't fight the other one. So if one of them were to get eliminated, well, I don't know. It was kind of a stupid rule when you really think about it. And you could see commentary trying to make sense of it after one of them got eliminated. Yeah. So, what the fuck is this match? Lawler gets on the microphone, says he wants respect and no Burger King chants. And of course, Burger King. So, Lawler and Doink, they start the match. Lawler catches a kick by Doink, but he hits him with an enziguri. Lawler, though, keeps trying to stall. Doink starts to, kind of wrestle him, starts to work the arm. He does look at the arm wrench. And then this is where the hijinks start. So, Doink's team walk over him, and then King's team walks over him, and then they walk back to their corner by walking over him. So he's like kind of scolding them afterwards. And then Lawler, he gets mad, berates his team. Then he starts to stretch out Doink's arm. And then his team walks over Doink, but when they go to walk back, they trip and fall over. Oh my god. So Lawler, he's embarrassed by Clowns Are Us. Lawler tries to get his guys to pin Doink. I mean, this is just insanity. And there's more in between everything, but this is the highlights, people. Lawler tries to get his guys to pin Doink, and they're pinning him, and Doink's like pushing him up, and the crowd's laughing, and they pushes off the second one. He's like a little bit bigger one. I think he was sleazy. I think he was sleazy or cheesy. I don't remember. It's hard to tell. But he falls on Lawler, and then Dink starts making the count, and I bust out laughing. I can't even help myself. I just bust out laughing because it's so fucking hilarious. Oh, and the crowd's laughing, so that makes it even worse, right? It gets so much more funny. So, you get an arm drag by Doink, and he's wrenching the arm. And then here comes Dink with a Burger King crown from like the little boxes they would give you. And he puts it on Lawler's head. It happened. It legitimately happened. I was like, where has this been my whole life? This is freaking hilarious. Mind you, this is the first time I've watched this Survivor Series. Oh my gosh, why didn't I watch this sooner? So Lawler, he's mad. He stomps on the crown. He tries to so he's like mad. Doink comes at Lawler with Dink on his shoulder. So Dink's up there just and Lawler's like, oh yeah, hold on. And he gets Sleazy, right? Yeah, Sleazy. He's up there and Sleazy's gonna climb. He's like, no, you down here. And he gets on Sleazy's shoulders. Lawler's not a small dude. And they fall face first. And we're just like, oh my god, no. And then they're like doing a side headlock, or no, they're trying to do a test of strength. And then I think it's Bink and Dink start running back and forth. And then Sleazy and Cheesy start running back and forth and doing like a crisscross. And then they run into each other. And you're just like, what? You get an Irish whip reversal on Lawler into his team, who got the boots set up. Doink starts to make his comeback. Then the rest of the teams, they start fighting each other. And then Lawler does a reversal for a roll-up. He holds the tights and gets a 3 count. Therefore, Doink is eliminated. And this is a point where they're trying to make sense of the fact, okay, well, he's eliminated. It's still like basically both are eliminated. So what? You just, no, it doesn't make sense. I lost track of who was who, honestly, so I had to like really pay close super attention to kind of understand who was supposed to be who. So if I'm wrong, please forgive me now. Lawler helps. I put Queasy. Autocorrect. Queasy. Pin Winky, Dinky, whatever, Doc. I don't know. The mouse went up the clock. Queasy spins. I know that Queasy was not a real name. Oh, Sneezy, Cheesy. Sleazy. Fuck it. Who cares? Queasy spins Blink on the top of his head. Cheesy pins 1, 2, 3. That leaves Dink. Dink's the last guy left. He slams Sleazy. Rams the other two heads together. Lawler strikes the referee. You get like a little beat down on Dink, and it was so sad. And then Sleazy covers him for the 3 count. Oh my gosh. This match, man. It was stupid as hell, but it was also super entertaining. I legitimately was so entertained throughout the whole duration of this thing. But Lawler, having to be, Lawler, insults his team, says he doesn't like short people, tells them, I don't know what you're raising your hands for, I won the match. So he makes them leave. They're still raising each other's hands, like, that one did it. So he chases them, and then when they're acting like they're going to fight back at him, then Dink comes from under the ring, and then Bink and Wink show up, and all 6 of them start chasing Lawler around the ring. And then when Lawler gets the aisleway, here comes Doink with a freaking whipped cream covered pumpkin pie right in Lawler's face. Oh, I give this match alone gives this show 10 stars. Oh my god. Look, if you can't laugh at this match, holy shit, just go watch it, man. This is I swear on everything I love. I love this match, man. I absolutely love this match. So we go back to Todd Pettengill backstage, and he's talking about there's a new women's champion. So they show a clip from the Tokyo Dome, I believe it was. Bull Nakano against Alundra Blaze for the women's championship, with Bull Nakano with her big leg drop off the top winning the match. He interviews Nakano, and she basically just speaks to him in Japanese a few times, and that's it. Why couldn't I get her on the show? Bull Nakano was freaking fantastic. Oh, and the more I watch of her, like I've been watching Queen of the Ring on YouTube, and she watches a lot of the Joshi shows. And I've seen a lot of Bull Nakano on there. It's so good. Just go watch it. Go watch it. Seriously. WWE Championship match. A submission match. Now, the difference between this submission match and submission matches you probably know now, it's not, the wrestlers can tap themselves, right? They can tap and they can lose, but in addition, the person, their corner man, can throw the towel in. Now, Bob Backlund hadn't been champion for 11 years, but he's going around and saying he's still been the champion, that he never lost it because his corner guy at Madison Square Garden, the last time he was the champ, threw the towel in, and that's why he lost. So according to him, he's been the champion since... oh, that came from nowhere. Since 1978. So he's like age 45 at this time. They keep bringing up, I want to say George Foreman, maybe, and him becoming the champion. Hell, I don't know. So the match starts off quick with Bret scooping and slamming Backlund right away. Mr. Backlund tries to roll outside, but Owen, he encourages him. Yeah, Owen Hart is in his corner, and British Bulldog's in Bret's corner. So there's that too. He gets back in. You get some punches from Bret. He rolls back to the outside, but Bulldog throws him right back in. Bret with the top rope Bulldog into a side headlock. The match kind of slows down at that point. Bret starts to work over Backlund. But man, Mr. Backlund in this, he's a super animated guy. Like when you're watching this, he gets really super animated. So, he's just like, he's making a lot of noise. It's hilarious. Bret wears down Mr. Backlund with the side headlock. Backlund, though, does get up, drop toe hold, goes to attempt the cross-face chicken wing, but Bret counters that into another headlock. Bret continues throughout the match to just have counter after counter for this, pretty much till the end, and then that's when things really go bad for Bret. So, you get an abdominal stretch by Bret, which gets countered into a hip toss. Mr. Backlund starts to work on the arm and the shoulder of Bret. You get a hard Irish whip chest first into the corner. He then pulls Bret's arm, wrenching it and stretching it over the ropes, trying to twist it and really work it over. The whole Hart family's there watching. You see Mom and Dad and, of course, Owen ringside. And you see his kids and I believe his wife. They're all there as well. Backlund, though, he does continue to go after Bret's arm, even though Bret continues to try to fight and get back in it. Backlund then yanks Bret's arm again after a comeback attempt by Bret. Armbar by Backlund. Bret, though, gets to his feet. Neckbreaker. A kick by Bob Backlund. Then a very savage-looking elbow. And then right back into the armbar. What? I don't know. Bret finds a way, though, back up to his feet. He hits a kick and then an atomic drop onto Mr. Backlund. Bret then pulls Backlund away from the ropes, slaps on a figure four. At this point, Owen's refusing to throw the towel in, even though they're like, come on, throw it in. He's like, no, never, no chance ever. He refuses to do so. He even argues with the ref. The ref's like, just throw the towel in. And he's like, nope, not going to do it. Backlund, though, does reverse it. Then Owen taunts Bulldog. He reverses, rolls it over, and then Owen's taunting Bulldog, but Bret rolls back through, and the hole's broken with a rope break. Bret then starts to work the leg. Backlund tries to fight him, but Bret keeps attacking the leg. Backlund with the big pile driver. It looked sick. Looked beautiful, though, too. Bret then goes to the ropes as Backlund starts to apply the crossface. He gets it in for just a little bit, just enough. Then you get some junkyard dog-like headbutts and a nasty little European uppercut from Mr. Backlund. Then another hard whip into the corner, then a third, but this time Backlund runs at him and he hits the post shoulder first. Bret reverses a pile driver into a back body drop. Backlund then gets the sleeper on, but Bret reverses that by dropping them both down. Both men fall when they collide. Pile driver then by Bret. He hits his signature move, backbreaker, side Russian leg sweep, etc., etc. And then goes for the sharpshooter, but Backlund pulls Backlund off the ropes, applies it. Bulldog starts chasing Owen when Owen starts to get into the ring. They chase each other around. The ref stops it, so then Owen comes in and gives Bret the Bulldog to break up the hold. Bulldog then coming around fast around the corner of the ring, trips over Owen and gets a nasty bump. Like, he took a real nasty bump right into the steps head first. It almost looked like he hit the corner of the steps, but he was okay. He made it all right. So then Backlund applies the crossface. Here's where things slow down and things look rough for Brett. Excuse me, I need a drink now. So Backlund applies the crossface chicken wing. Brett's grabbing the ropes, but Backlund manages to pull him away and gets it locked in. Brett, trying to trip him with the leg. Backlund, though, has it locked in. Owen starts looking for someone to throw in the towel because, Bulldog's kind of passed out. Brett gets to his feet, still in the hole, but then Brett falls back down, and now Backlund's got it locked in with the scissors around his body. Owen's starting to show concern, like, oh, the real Owen Hart, he's starting to come through. Oh, yeah. But, Bulldog's unconscious, so he's checking on him. Owen starts crying, begging his mom and his dad, please, throw in the towel. I didn't want this. This isn't what I wanted. It's funny because she's all like, oh. And then here's Stu. Brett's still in the hole, still trying to get out. Owen just pleading at this point. He's on his knees. Finally, he opens up the barricade. They finally come in. Oh my God, what's up with my hat, man? They finally come in. They're ringside, and she's getting ready to throw the towel, and Helen is. And Stu takes it, and he's like, guys, please, just do it. And Stu's just like, no. Stu's going to get stretched. He'll be all right. And then finally, Helen grabs it and just barely throws the towel in. Owen jumps in, grabs the towel, immediately runs to the back, celebrating. Meanwhile, Backlund's in the ring, just... Oh, God. So he's the new champion. And then, of course, they help Brett out, and Helen and Stu are all falling. It was great. It was legitimately, awesome. So Todd Pettengill, after this, interviews Owen, and he's just got this biggest fucking cheese-eating grin on his face. And he's starting to gloat. He says, best Thanksgiving ever. And he's like, Mom, Dad, you fell right in for it. He calls Brett a loser. And he says, you're lower than this. You're scum. I'm a king. Owen cut such a great promo. He's talking about Thanksgiving and just, oh my God. Greatest promo ever. And then afterwards, they're all acting the sad voice like it's very, very serious. And then Gorilla Monsoon calls him an ingrate and a creep. Oh, it's like, what? This is great. I love this. This is fantastic. Oh my God. I love this show. For real, I'm not even joking. And for all the cheesiness, and I'm not even done yet. I love this show. I love it. And there's still one more Survivor Series match to go. It's great. I love this. Survivor Series elimination match. The $1 Million Team, Tatanka, Bam Bam Bigelow, King Kong Bundy, and Tom Pritchard, and what'd they call him? Juggalo Jimmy Del Rey? What? The Heavenly Bodies. Sorry. With this Mr. DiBiase himself. And then Team Guts and Glory. Lex Luger, Mabel, Adam Bomb, Billy and Bart, the Smoking Guns with Oscar. Oscar doesn't have a cool name. Like the Jumpin' Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey. Nothing even close. Nothing even close, man. Luger and Tatanka start this match. Both men just kind of slugging it out. Tatanka with the knife edge chops, but Luger no-sells it. A back body drop. Luger's up right away. Does the whole, ah! Yeah, I'll stop now. He hits him with the clothesline. Match breaks down. Mabel comes in, overpowers Pritchard. He outsmarts him, though, for just a moment. But then Mabel knocks him down and then does a big splash off the middle rope, pinning Pritchard and eliminating him 1, 2, 3. Jimmy Del Rey. I'm not even calling him that. I'm going to call him the Juggalo. The Gigolo Del Rey. He gets slammed. In comes King Kong Bundy for just a moment. So they have this little stare down. And Monsoon does this. He tries to do a callback to WrestleMania 3 with, the irresistible force and the immovable object. No, Gorilla. I love you, but no, Mr. Monsoon. No. We don't do that. Oh, where am I? Monsoon. Yeah, so the needy boys pound into each other. Did I really type that? I'm sorry, I meant the meaty boys pound into each other. Bigelow comes in. He gets knocked down. Mabel goes up top, though. Bigelow cuts him off, grabs him, throws him off the top rope. He goes up top. It goes for a sunset flip. I mean, this is a big 300-plus pound dude. And he does this sunset flip, takes it all on his back, but he misses. And he starts grabbing the types. Mabel just sits on his freaking chest. Oh, that looks like it hurt. Both men then fly over the top. Mabel ends up being counted out somehow. Why wasn't Bigelow counted out then? They were both out there for 10 seconds. That didn't make sense. Then Mr. Gigolo and Billy, they're wrestling each other and they're showing off. Then Bam Bam and Bigelow, Bam Bam and Adam Bomb get in. You get some exchanges from them. Adam Bomb gets sent out, but he gets back on the apron, hits him with a diving clothesline. A really good looking diving clothesline, actually. Adam Bomb, though, he's off the top ropes, hit by Bundy. I don't know. I fucking suck. Moonsault by Bam Bam Bigelow for the 3 count. Adam Bomb is eliminated. Jumpin' Del Rey works over Luger, some punches and some chokes. He starts pounding Luger. But Luger does try to fight out. Irish whip reversal by Luger. Diving clothesline. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Del Rey is eliminated. And now it's Team Guts and Glory working over Tatanka. For whatever reason, Tatanka would not tag out for like the next 10 minutes. A lot of frequent tags. Nice drop kick by Billy Gunn. A monkey flip by Bart. Almost hurt Tatanka. Like his ankle just rolled up underneath him. But no injuries. Bart goes for the crucifix 10, but Tatanka counters it into a Samoan drop. 1, 2, 3. Bart is eliminated. It's now down to Billy and Lexi. The Lexplex, brother. Big hip toss by Billy. 2 count on Tatanka. You get some good teamwork, though, by the two guys. A leapfrog by Billy gets caught by Tatanka into a power slam. Then Bundy comes in. He misses the first elbow, hits the second one. 1, 2, 3. Billy, without the chuck, is eliminated. That leaves Luger left all alone. Basically, for the next 10 minutes, these guys beat him down. Literally. You do get Luger, though, fighting, some double teams on Luger, but he hits a power slam onto Bundy. Very close for a 2 count. Luger keeps fighting. Elbows by Bundy for a 2 count. Tatanka with multiple elbows. He goes for a suplex, but that gets rolled up into a small package for a 3 count. Tatanka is eliminated. Then you get a big splash by Bundy, like right away for the 3 count. Luger's eliminated. Team $1 Million Team win. And then after the match, they beat up Luger, and Luger's team comes out and helps him, and they stand tall. That's how that match finished out. It was the weakest of the 3 Survivor Series matches for me in this show. But it was still fucking damn entertaining. Just to see Luger and just some of the crap. I loved it. What can I say? I loved it. It was stupid, but I loved it. Todd Pettengill interviews Bob Backlund, who I insist went crazy. This is the exact moment he went crazy. He says he never lost the title, that he's been champion since 1978. He just regained the belt. he goes on about how this generation and how he'll take on anyone, and he gets really low like this and then talks like this. Like, I don't know where he was or what he was saying, but fuck if it wasn't entertaining. Bob Backlund, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Backlund. And then your main event. Oh my, if they couldn't get more 90s, if I couldn't get more crazy, more cheesy, a casket match with Yokozuna and The Undertaker. Not crazy enough yet, folks, but we had a very special guest referee. oh. Walker, Texas Ranger himself, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck fucking Norris, was the special guest referee for this match. This was 90s, and he's coming out full, like, Walker gear, looking like just, he was missing his badge. And he's just standing there watching the match. He's literally there to keep any from any outside interference happening. He's basically there to kick some fucking ass. Oh my God. I gotta take a breather here. Oh. I'm telling you, man. This was gold. So, Yokozuna comes out, and then Undertaker's music hits, and then the video screen opens, and then Undertaker comes out of that. That was pretty cool. Paul Bearer coming out, pushing the casket through the purple and the smoke, and no, it wasn't Velveteen Dream coming into your room if you're a young kid. What? But this is a rematch from their Royal Rumble match back in January of that year. Yokozuna, though, tries to escape. Undertaker kind of takes chase, won't let him get out. Yokozuna tries to use his power, but Undertaker's just no-selling his offense. Yokozuna, though, on an Irish whip, stops dead in his tracks, is scared of this casket for whatever reason, definitely afraid of the casket. Both men, though, do end up on the outside fighting each other. No matter what he does, Undertaker keeps getting back up, so Yokozuna getting frustrated. Yokozuna, though, went to put Taker in the casket. He was the first to attempt it. Taker, though, does hit a throat punch and then guillotine over the top rope by the Undertaker. Undertaker goes old school. Yokozuna then picks him up and slammed Taker. Tried to put him in the casket yet again after a big leg drop, but Undertaker ended up pulling him in. Both men are like fighting in the casket. Sorry, I lost my place on here. You get an exchange of some shots between the two men. Then Mr. Fuji grabs the Undertaker by the hair. Yeah, because that's smart. He goes after Mr. Fuji. But then Cornette tries to get involved, so he knocks out Cornette. Yokozuna, though, keeps Undertaker on the outside, even slamming his face into the steps. But that's for naught, because while Yokozuna starts pounding away on the Undertaker in the ring, he ends up choking him over the middle ropes. Then Undertaker fights back. Yokozuna starts to kind of sway. Undertaker with a big clothesline rocks Yokozuna. And then Undertaker takes him down with a huge clothesline. Taker off the top rope with another beautiful clothesline. Casket opens. Undertaker starts to roll Yokozuna in it. And then here comes King Kong Bundy. He's standing there. Walker, Texas Ranger, is waiting and watching. But then here comes Bam Bam Bigelow. And while they're distracting all of them, IRS shows up in the ring, attacks the Undertaker, puts a sleeper on him, tosses him into the casket. Yokozuna, he comes to, can't stand up at first, but he does get up, tries to shut the casket, and then Undertaker with the choking him, keeping him down. Grabs Yokozuna. And then Jeff Jarrett randomly shows up. I know he interfered with the last casket match, but Chuck Norris, he ends up kicking him in the chest. And he just leaves. He's like, fuck that shit. No. Undertaker, with another beautiful looking jumping clothesline, shuts the door on Yokozuna. He's your winner. And that's that match. And then after the match, he does his little kneel thing. And Paul Bearer opens the urn. It's the big freaking bright light. It's the lightning flashes. It's a gorgeous looking like scene. It's wonderful. Like, you love looking at it, right? But that was the end of that match. It was for two guys who aren't like fast and high flying and really like work rate type guys, it was a great looking match. It was entertaining. Look, I said at the beginning of this show, it defined the 90s for the World Wrestling Federation. It was cheesy, at points stupid, but I could not sit but help and find myself to be totally entertained. And it was great. And yes, I wasn't joking. Lawler and Doink's Survivor Series match, my favorite match of the night, because of just how ridiculous they went with it, and they committed to it. Clearly, it's not the best match of the night, right? I would say the best, like, Survivor Series match of the night was the opening one. The story was really great. Yes, Luger's match was kind of weak, but it was still a good match. The best overall match was Brett versus Backlund. With the story with Owen and Brett trying not to lose the title, and then Backlund, having never really lost it because the towel was thrown on him, and that being what they were using to do this again for him to win it back. Good storytelling. But yeah, this was cheesy. This was a cheesy as hell show. But I don't care, because I was super fucking entertained. From start to finish, I laughed so hard at points. It was awesome. So, that's my opinion. If you haven't watched this, go get the network and watch it. It's so worth it. If nothing else, you'll laugh. But, I'm Zach. This has been your Retro Rewind review for the Survivor Series 1994. And remember, there will be a second one of these later in the month where I will review the Survivor Series 1987, the original. So, I'm Zach. This was episode 11. Love your faces and stuff. And remember, stay happy, stay healthy, and join the nation. Have a good night. It's not the right ending. No!